When you walk into McDonald's and buy a burger, it feels obvious how the company makes money. You pay for food, they sell food. Simple, right? But here's something that might surprise you. If McDonald's only relied on selling burgers and fries, it would not be the global giant it is today. In fact, it probably wouldn't even be this profitable. Because the truth is, restaurants are usually tough businesses. Margins are thin, costs are high, and competition is brutal. And yet McDonald's keeps growing, keeps expanding, and keeps making billions every single year. So the real question is not how many burgers McDonald's sells. The real question is how McDonald's is structured as a business. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how McDonald's makes money, where the majority of its profits actually come from, and why this business model is so powerful that it has survived for decades. Once you understand this, you'll never look at McDonald's or big brands the same way again. Most people assume McDonald's makes money the same way any other restaurant does, by selling food at a profit. You order a burger, fries, and a drink, and the difference between what you paid and what it cost to make that food is where the profit comes from. And on the surface, that makes complete sense. McDonald's sells millions of meals every single day, so even small profits per item should add up, right? But here's the part most people don't think about. Restaurants are one of the hardest businesses to run. Food costs fluctuate, labor is expensive, rent keeps rising, and competition is everywhere. Even popular restaurants struggle to maintain high margins. Now think about this for a moment. McDonald's is known for cheap food. Low prices mean thinner margins. So if selling burgers was the main source of profit, the numbers wouldn't work nearly as well as they do. This is where the traditional explanation starts to fall apart and where the real business model begins to show itself. This is where the story changes. McDonald's doesn't primarily make money by selling burgers to customers. It makes money by selling access to its brand, its system, and its locations. Instead of owning and operating every restaurant itself, McDonald's allows other people to do it. These people are called franchise owners. And today, more than 90% of McDonald's restaurants around the world are run this way. When someone becomes a franchisee, they're not just buying a logo, they're buying a proven formula, a system that already knows where to build, what to sell, how to price, and how to operate efficiently. This is why McDonald's customers aren't the company's main source of revenue. Franchise owners are. The customer buys a burger once. The franchise owner pays McDonald's every month. Once you see this shift, everything about McDonald's starts to make sense, from its pricing to its expansion strategy. So let's break down how this franchise system actually works in real life. Imagine you want to open a McDonald's. You don't just rent a shop and start flipping burgers. First, you pay McDonald's an upfront franchise fee. Then, you invest a large amount of your own money to build the restaurant, buy equipment, and hire staff. Once the store is open, you handle the daily operations. You manage employees, deal with customers, and keep the business running smoothly. McDonald's is not there every day you are. But in return, McDonald's gives you something extremely valuable. They give you a globally trusted brand, a proven operating system, and decades of experience baked into every process. However, there's a condition. You must follow their rules. The menu, pricing structure, suppliers, and even store layout are controlled by McDonald's. And every month, you pay them a percentage of your sales, regardless of whether your profit is high or low. Now, this is where McDonald's becomes truly smart. In many cases, McDonald's doesn't just franchise the restaurant, it owns the land and the building. The franchise owner isn't just paying royalties, they're also paying rent to McDonald's. Think about what that means. Even if burger sales slow down, even if costs increase, even if the franchise owner has a bad month, McDonald's still collects rent. This turns McDonald's into something closer to a landlord than a restaurant company. Franchise owners take the daily operational risks, while McDonald's sits on valuable commercial real estate and earns predictable income. In fact, a significant portion of McDonald's operating profit comes from rent paid by franchisees, not food sales. This is why their income is so stable and resistant to economic downturns. The food attracts customers, the franchise system attracts operators, but the real estate quietly generates long-term wealth. This single decision is what makes McDonald's business model so powerful and so hard to beat. At this point, you might be wondering something important. If McDonald's owns valuable land and collects rent, Then why does it keep its food so cheap? The answer is simple, because cheap food keeps the system alive. Low prices bring in massive foot traffic. More customers mean higher sales volume. And higher sales volume helps franchise owners stay profitable, even with thin margins. When franchisees survive and grow, McDonald's continues collecting rent and royalties without disruption. McDonald's doesn't need to squeeze maximum profit out of every burger. That's not the goal. The real goal is consistency. A busy restaurant is a stable restaurant. Cheap food also makes McDonald's predictable. Customers know what to expect, no matter the location or the economy. That predictability keeps demand strong year after year. So those low-priced meals aren't about generosity or discounts. They're about protecting the foundation of the business model. The burgers sell food. The volume supports franchise owners. That's why pricing at McDonald's is strategic, not accidental. On top of rent and royalties, McDonald's has several additional income streams that strengthen the business, even though they're not the main drivers. First, there's the initial franchise fee. Every new franchise owner pays McDonald's for the right to use the brand and system. It's a one-time payment, but at scale, it adds up. Then there's the supply chain. McDonald's controls approved suppliers for ingredients, packaging, and equipment. Franchisees are required to buy from these vendors, allowing McDonald's to benefit from massive bulk purchasing and negotiated contracts. Franchise owners also contribute to a shared advertising fund. This pays for national marketing campaigns that strengthen the brand, increase customer traffic, and indirectly boost sales at every location. In some cases, McDonald's also earns through brand licensing, especially in international markets. None of these streams alone make McDonald's powerful, but together, they reinforce the core system, reduce risk, and keep money flowing from multiple directions at once. It's not just one income source, it's a network. At this point, it might sound like McDonald's cracked a simple formula. So the obvious question is, why doesn't everyone just copy it? The answer is time, scale, and positioning. McDonald's didn't build this model overnight. It spent decades securing prime locations, often before areas became valuable. That early real estate strategy can't be recreated today without massive capital and patience. Then there's the brand. Franchise owners are willing to invest millions because the McDonald's name already carries trust. Without that trust, the same system doesn't work. People don't line up for an unknown brand the way they do for McDonald's. Scale is another barrier. McDonald's massive global footprint allows it to negotiate better supply costs, maintain consistency, and absorb economic shocks that would destroy smaller players. You can copy the menu, you can copy the prices, but you can't copy decades of real estate decisions, brand building, and system refinement. That's what makes McDonald's model so defensible and so powerful. So, what lessons can entrepreneurs and business owners take from McDonald's model? Surprisingly, they go far beyond fast food. First, focus on assets, not effort. McDonald's doesn't rely on running every store themselves. They control the assets, the land, the brand, the system, and let franchisees handle daily operations. This creates recurring income without tying revenue to every hour of work. Second, build predictable revenue streams. Rent and royalties keep money flowing even when sales fluctuate. Stability matters more than flashy profits. Third, design a system that is replicable and scalable. McDonald's ensures every franchise operates under the same proven formula, making expansion seamless and low risk. Finally, understand volume over margin. Cheap products attract consistent traffic, ensuring long-term profitability. These principles apply. Control what you can, outsource what you shouldn't, and structure your business to generate revenue continuously. McDonald's proves that smart design often matters more than what you're actually selling. So, after everything we've explored, it's clear that McDonald's success isn't just about selling burgers. The real magic lies in its structure, strategy, and foresight. McDonald's earns most of its money from rent, royalties, and franchise fees, not the food itself. The franchisees take on the daily operational risk, while McDonald's controls the valuable assets, the land, the building, and the system. This creates a business that's stable, scalable, and highly profitable, even when the market changes or individual stores struggle. Cheap food isn't accidental either. It's a strategy designed to keep stores busy, ensure franchisee survival, and maintain consistent revenue streams. Meanwhile, secondary income sources like supply agreements and advertising contributions add further strength. The key takeaway is simple but powerful. Focus on assets, recurring revenue, and scalable systems, not just products. McDonald's isn't a fast food company. It's a real estate and franchise empire disguised as a restaurant. Once you understand this, you see why McDonald's has dominated for decades and why this model is nearly impossible to replicate. If you want to learn how big brands like McDonald's really make money, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more real business breakdowns, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.